Hi, dear folks. I had a surprise doctor's visit for a family member, so that is why I'm a little bit late. It's so good to see everybody. I'm actually in the hall of a building, but I did not want to miss the Instagram Live, so I'm just putting on a headset, and we will have our beautiful Instagram Live and our inner mentor process right here. So thank you all for your gracious patience and flexibility. I did not expect to be in a doctor's meeting at this time. So just give me 1 second to get this set up, and I'm so happy to see you all. Just give me 1 sec. Thank you all. Thank you all for your patience. So good to see you all. So I just want to say, being here now with this surprise doctor's visit, just how we really never know what to expect in life. And the power and the gift of finding our inner wisdom is it's everything. It's just everything. And when life is really confusing and difficult and strange, and we find a way to find our inner mentor, which we're going to be doing today in a couple minutes, when we find a way to connect to our inner mentor, there is a peace, there's a self-soothing. In fact, intuitive guidance is one of the most powerful forms of self-soothing that exist. And I don't know if you know that feeling, but the feeling, and please people, feel free to just leave any comments about anything that I'm saying along the way, but that feeling of being lost and uncertain and not knowing what's next, and then getting a kind of hit of intuitive guidance is just one of the greatest and most empowering feelings of all. I just want to ask if people can hear me clearly. So if you could just shoot out some hearts or just let me know that you can hear me clearly, that would be really wonderful. I'm hoping the signal is strong enough here. I'm thinking my signal might not be strong enough here. Oh. So I'm not hearing anything from anybody, so I'm thinking my signal might not be strong enough. If it is, if I just see a few hearts go up or somebody says yes, then I'll know this is working. Otherwise, I think we'll need to close down because I don't think it's working. That's so hard, yay. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so that experience of being kind of in a really tight spot and there's no space. Thank you, DLY, DLLY, thank you so much for letting me know. Being in that kind of tight and dark spot and not having a way out of it is such a hard thing. But then all of a sudden, when we get intuition and all of a sudden a wall becomes a door, a space that's too tight to move through somehow opens up, a maze that seems too difficult to get through somehow kind of gets lit up and the way is lit. Those experiences they're just everything. And they're a reminder of your gifts, your talents, your intuition. And one of the names of God or higher power in the Sufi tradition is God is called the Spirit of Guidance. So when we get this sense of guidance, it's like the presence of God. It's like the presence of something benevolent. And what's so powerful in it is somehow we feel less alone. Like when we get that kind of inner sense of guidance, there's a way that we're not alone in the world, that something's lit up, we are seen, we're protected, we're cared for, there's a path. So these are all beautiful, beautiful things, and the process of doing that is really, really easy. And so I'm going to lead you in that right now. I'm going to lead you in what that process is. So what I would like you to do, is just close your eyes. Just get comfortable. And I'd like you to remember a time that you were kind of stuck or kind of bewildered with something. And somehow there was a sense of kind of guidance. Somebody said something really wise to you, or you realized something yourself. You took a walk and you had an insight, or you meditated, or you were at the ocean or whatever, and you had an insight that opened up a tight space for you. And just remember what that experience was like. What was the message? What did it feel like to get it? What was the taste of that guidance? And just kind of hold that to your heart for a moment. Good. And now, I'd like you to think of another time when you kind of got a jolt of wisdom or spaciousness. Wisdom when there was unclarity, spaciousness when there was only tightness before that, expansion when there was only constriction. A memory of like that happening for you. Just remember what that was like. And just hold that feeling close. And now I want you to imagine the you that lives with the stream of that guidance. Like, because the place where that guidance came from is like the magic you. It's the connected you. It's the soul you. It's the gift you. So I'd like you to imagine a you that lives there, just like lives in that space. How that feels in your body, how you would feel, what your face would look like, what your eyes would look like, what your cheekbones and your cheeks would feel like, how your heart would feel if you lived in this way. This way of being connected to your internal guidance. Beautiful, beautiful. And now, imagine that you step into that you. This glorious, fabulous, best friend, wonderful, older brother, older sister, older, wiser, angelic version of you. You just were brave enough to step in there. You just step right in there. Brave enough to live in the center of this gorgeous space that is you. Just feel that. Yeah. And now look at the you of today. Imagine from being inside this awesome, wonderful, fabulous, friendly, delightful, engaged, magical, heartfelt, centered, wings wide open you. Imagine that you are looking at the you of today. Deeds, welcome. And just think, what's the message that you would like to share? What's the kind of message of guidance that you would want to convey from this place of living in your intuition to the you of today? What's the message you would want to convey? And now you could turn off the sound, or you could do it silently, or you could write it down, but let the words of the message come out, the message from your inner guidance to the you of today. And just do that right now. It kind of like unspools from inside you when you try. You don't even have to know what you're going to say before it starts coming out. Just let it come out. So do that right now. Just let that message of guidance come out. What does this very wonderful you, this engaged and alive, connected, most connected you, want to say to the you of today? Good, good. Just kind of, your job is just to hold that message and love it. Roll it around like a delicious kind of piece of food in your mouth. Roll it around in your heart, in your belly, and just allow it to kind of suffuse into you. We just have a few minutes left, but if anybody would like to share what your message was, please feel free to do that, and I'll read those out. Last time, nobody really particularly wanted to do it. Nope, that's actually not true. 1 or 2 people did do it. So please feel free to do it, folks, but it's not required. And I want to encourage all of you to kind of do this on a regular basis. This is what's fabulous about it. It bypasses your inner critic. And holy cow, I have a big inner critic. Like anything that bypasses my inner critic makes me really happy. And this bypasses my inner critic. So you can do this at the drop of a hat. You could be like going into a revolving door, and by the time you go inside the building or outside the building, you could be almost finished with it. It's something that you can do on your own really quickly and really easily, and that I encourage you to. You are blessed with this delicious capacity for guidance, and a guidance that will surprise you again and again. You have access to that space, and all you need to do is use it. And in a world that can be so scary and strange and bewildering, to know that we have that is just a really important, stabilizing, balancing, healing, and soothing thing. So thank you all for being here. Take a minute to see if anybody has any comments. I am so glad that I got to do the inner mentor process with you, sitting here in this lobby in a doctor's office space. So glad that I got to do this with you. And I thank you all for being here. And I look forward to seeing you. It's going to be every Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And I usually won't have doctor's visits, so that won't be an issue. But every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, bring your friends. And practice this during the week. I think you'll love what you experience when you do that. Well, goodbye everybody, and thank you.